Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining this session. AI models are not new kids on the block. In fact, in the IT industry, teams have been working on AI models for years. However, up until now, these projects were expensive and out of reach for most companies. Lucky for us, that's no longer the case. My name is Marcin, and together with Michał, we will introduce you to new ways of building AI apps.
Hello. So before we go any further, let's discuss about our goals for this presentation. And we would like to share with you the secret sauce behind the startups, project, and AI services that are being developed and released every single day in this year. But before we do it, let's discuss a little bit about why these AI applications were out of reach for the small and mid-sized companies. And the reason for that are the three barriers that companies need to overcome to start and successfully finishing the AI projects. And the first one is cost of the project and its duration. Then there's a problem with finding the perfect team for the project itself. It's really hard to find skillful people with strong expertise in this narrow field. And last but not least is the data, the amount of data that has to be collected and or created for building AI models from scratch. And even if we got all these boxes checked and we got the fundings, we find a team and we finish the project with good accuracy, we get the model that is really good at one thing, maybe few, but it's really unlikely that you can take this model and you can place it in different business environment, for example, different branch or to different companies without additional cost. But there are some companies that focus on innovations. They've got enormous funding. And thanks to that, they can attract best people in the world to move the barriers in AI world. And example of this company, for example, can be OpenAI, but also Google, Anthropic, IBM, the list can go on. And what these companies managed to do over the last years are the models that are more powerful than we ever seen. And out of the box, they can solve most of the things we would throw at them. And well, I guess everyone knows about ChatGPT and what is it? It was introduced December last year. And basically from this day, we all been bombarded that AI is going to change the business environment and shift the power of how we work. And frankly, yeah, it's probably true, but we are not yet there. We're still scratching the surface of what's possible and what's not. So before we go to the details of how to build applications on top of these large language models and other powerful solutions, let's talk about the consequences. So we believe that with the rise of AI systems, we'll be able to automate repetitive tasks first. But we find that the opposite spectrum is the truth, and the positions that are most affected are the creative positions. So we're talking about copywriting, making art, business analysis, risk management, and so on. And to those of you who may be a little bit scared about the future, if we are going to be replaced or not, we are not there yet. However, those models are as powerful as the person who is using them. So it is quite smart to master the solutions now and skyrocket your productivity and also the quality of work.
Now, as Michał noticed earlier, we are only scratching the surface of what's possible with today's models. From the beginning of this year, we've seen hundreds of new AI startups incorporating LLMs into their products with great success. They're addressing real-life business challenges such as risk assessment, customer support, process automation, and so on. But how do they do it, and how do they do it fast? The answer is simple. They integrate their systems with LLMs and leverage work that's been done by bigger companies. Not having to spend the time and money on creating custom models gives them a great advantage over their competitors. It's possible thanks to the new IT specialty, FMOps, which focuses on using foundational models. Now, let's dive into more technical aspects to give you a better understanding of how to do it yourself. So FMOps stands for Foundational Models, Foundational Model Operations, with foundational models being models that focus on, they aren't really focused. They cover a wide variety of general needs, very much like GPT, instead of focusing on very specific tasks like, say, traffic automation. So FMOps focuses on building AI apps using these very tools. Now, there's a whole new world of AI applications. We no longer need to spend tremendous amounts of time and money to create somehow working models. FMOps focuses on creating apps using already powerful models such as GPT, tailoring to your needs, to your very specific tasks. Now, they build infrastructure and systems around these models, which leads to great results. The main advantages of such approach are blazing fast prototyping, no need to spend resources on training the models, and in most cases, the models require little to no tuning, meaning lower entry points for developers and greater chance of seeing your project through.
Well, so the reason behind current landscape of startups are this new field called FMOps. And we can see enormous amount of companies that coming out with new prototype or even ready-to-go solution powered by AI. And most of them are powered with this large language models itself. And this field is really promising, and even the companies that invested their resources in the past for their own models that were built from the scratch, at the moment are incorporating this technology with the new features. Yeah, so if we're looking about what's possible and what companies are trying to accomplish at the moment, we're mostly talking about the list on the slide. So there's a customer support, semi-automated sales bots, also the chat-based knowledge for the corporations. So what does it mean? Like, imagine you've got ChatGPT, but it's powered by your internal knowledge processes, product definitions, and, for example, information about clients and history of them. And on top of that, there's a business analysis, some process automations, and the list can go on. So those things are the things that are being, that we're working at the moment in the field, and it looks promising. And let's move to the more, I guess, technical and interesting part for you, how this project looks like and what to look in and what are the traps there. The first one, no surprise, requirements collection. So the team has to understand what are the inputs, what are the outputs, and everything in the middle in the process you want to automate. So team has to understand how the job is being done at the moment in the company, find some potential risk, and find solutions for that. One important note, non-AI solution is perfect, and you won't get 100% accuracy from those solutions, but neither are humans. So one of the aspects of the first one is to talk about what should happen when the system fails. Does it need some supervising from the human or maybe from another AI system as the first layer of supervising? It's something to be discussed. Later, we've got the proof of concept. And since that's not the only way to build AI applications, it's smart to go with proof of concept and check if FMOps is going to be the way to build software and solutions for you and your clients. And then there's the standard agile methodology and also the cycle where we work on increasing accuracy and make some adjustment to the model and checking if there may be better model for the tasks we want to accomplish.
Now that we understand the process, we'd like to show you the building blocks behind AI-powered tools. First and foremost, we need an LLM. That's the brain that will be teaching our tricks. There's many to choose from. There's obviously OpenAI ones, there's Google ones, there's Anthropic, and open source is getting there too. It's smart to choose the best one for your given needs, so you don't need to default to GPT-4. Actually, we do choose the very right ones for reasons of cost efficiency, for, well, the best ones for the given task. And your FMOps team can help you with picking the right one. Now that we've got our model, it's time to choose the framework. At the moment, LangChain is your go-to solution. Framework helps the developers integrate with the LLMs as fast as possible and give it superpowers, such as access to your databases, access to external tools, etc. Third, we need the memory. LLMs come with limitations of their own. It knows nothing of your internal company knowledge. It can't recollect anything that's already happened. And to allow it to do it, and to allow really most real-life business scenarios, we need to equip it with memory. At the moment, the way of doing so is by incorporating vector databases. And last but not least are the integrations. FMOps brings the wonders to the table, but actually in real-life application, it needs to be able to speak with external systems. So your databases, like SAPs, ERPs, things like Slack, Jira, your mailbox, you name it. Keep in mind that most often than not, these tools may require some additional programming effort too, as to allow the communication and make it efficient. Now, LangChain as a framework introduces a few concepts of its own. First and foremost, we've got the prompts. That's the one you're probably the most familiar with. It's what we ask of the AI, so a message or question. In projects with LLMs, teams would build multiple prompt templates as to create a primary interface really for the AI, for us to speak with the AI. And an example would be asking ChatGPT to make the following letter more formal. Next up, we've got chains. Chains are the sequences of action that need to be performed in order to achieve expected results. So some actions might be talking with an AI, while others might consider talking with external databases and stuff like that. We use chains when the process we try to automate is straightforward and easy to describe in a straightforward manner. So, for example, if we were asked who's the oldest cast member of, say, Top Gun, we need to first learn who the cast members are. We need to find the respective ages, and only then we can come up with a solution. The third one, the most important one, and the most unpredictable one really, that's the agents. An agent is an entity that can reason, that can analyze, and that can take actions to solve complex tasks. It's equipped with a set of tools like knowledge bases, like integrations, that you can use to accomplish given tasks. You can use agents when the process you try to automate is impossible to describe in a straightforward way, so you can't do it with a chain, or when it requires some kind of intuition. An example would be handling customer complaints. Given a set of tools and a prompt, an agent can determine what does the user want me to do, and how can I do just that. Now, tools are scripts prepared for the agents that the agents can use whenever they see fit. So a tool, it has a description that tells an agent what it's capable of so that they can use it whenever they figure it solves the problem. To give you a better understanding of what an agent is, let's bring up an example. Say you want to create a bot handling customer complaints for your e-commerce shop. To do it, you want to create an AI agent that can handle lots of different inquiries, ranging from simple ones to more complex ones. So you want to equip the agent with tools such as knowledge about products, order information, shipment information, current warehouse stocks, user information, and many more. After equipping it with proper tools, all that's left to do is setting it up with a chatbot, with email, with a ticketing system, letting it obtain all the data on its own, and come up with solutions based solely on them. Now, that's not too elaborate of an agent, but with a slight twist of, say, making it read your inbound emails and creating Jira tickets based on them, along with deciding on, say, the categories, the severities, priorities, perhaps assignees, you get a good grasp of what an agent is capable of. Now, vector databases. They serve a number of purposes. In our experience, they're a great way to equip an LLM with a memory. This way, we can use the client's internal data, such as corporate knowledge bases, org charts, etc. Vector databases store information in the form of embeddings. An embedding is a collection of numbers that represent the semantic meaning of the text. To upload text into such a database, we need to split it into smaller chunks and calculate the respective embeddings. Now, to perform search on the database, to find an answer to a question that's being asked, we need to take the text, we need to transform it into embeddings of its own, and we need to compare the vectors against the one in our database. As they represent the semantic meaning, the one we find up is the one that answered the question.
Well, to sum it up, AI power tools are cheaper and easier to create nowadays. And it's thanks to those advancements in large language models and other tools like Daily, Midjourney. The list is really wide. The way to build tools on those models is to go with FMOps. And basically what you have to remember is that this way of building the applications focuses on not to reinvent the wheel. It's just the way to get what's already done and specialize the models for your needs. And the biggest twist of what's possible with AI is that we can use this reasoning capability of large language models and equip it with the agent. And this way we can automate almost any process or task we would like to think of. And this one. Thanks for joining. If you would like to talk a little bit more deeply about what's possible, what are the applications, we are going to stick around. There are also QR codes for our LinkedIn profiles if you would like to reach us later. That's also okay. So, thank you.